School shootings are crazy. Nowadays, so much of that goes on, and it's super scary and sad for kids these days. One time, this crazy girl almost got me arrested and accused me of planning on shooting up the school. Usually I read Reddit stories, but this one is my own true story from back in high school. It all started back in seventh grade when I met this girl. Let's call her Vanessa. We hit it off right away and became really close friends. But as time went on and we started high school, like many friendships do, we started drifting apart, making new friends and finding our own paths. At some point, I noticed that Vanessa had developed a crush on me. It became apparent when she started going to extreme lengths to get my attention. I'm talking about following me on the bus from school and even showing up unannounced at my house one day. Now, Vanessa was attractive and all, but I just didn't see her in that way. In fact, I was starting to talk to another girl at the time. So, I made it clear to Vanessa that I wasn't interested and told her to fuck off and never bother me again. Little did I know that was just the beginning of a horrible situation. I was out with a friend, let's call her Sarah, at a show. It was just the two of us, as we shared a love for alternative music. My phone had died earlier in the day, and I hadn't bothered to use it much anyway. We were out of town that day, about 5 hours from home. Sarah's mom and dad drove us, and it was a blast. Sarah and I were really feeling each other's company, caught up in the excitement of the day. I wasn't even bothered thinking about my phone. We were having too much fun exploring the new city, going to Six Flags, riding roller coasters, and grabbing food together. Sarah's mom was really cool, and her parents liked me a lot, which made the day even better. But when I finally got home, charged my phone, and sat down to eat, reality hit me like a ton of bricks. The notifications flooded in, painting a disturbing picture of what had transpired while I was blissfully unaware. As it turned out, Vanessa had spread a vicious rumor to a friend of hers that I was planning to shoot up the school. Can you imagine? The next thing I knew, there was a knock at my door, and it was the school police asking to search my house for weapons. My heart was pounding as they combed through every inch of my home. Thankfully, they found nothing, and I was able to convince them that it was all just a rumor.
Nice.
But the damage had been done. Over 70% of the school didn't show up the next day, and parents were understandably terrified for their children's safety. Some of my friends were even thanking me, saying they knew I wasn't going to do it, but they were glad their parents said they could stay home from school that day because of me. It was a surreal moment, realizing the impact that a single rumor could have on an entire community. Apparently, some people were actually planning on jumping me because they believed the rumor that I was going to shoot up the school. My older stepbrother, who also goes to that school, heard about the threats and vowed to defend me, saying he would fight anyone who dared to bother me. It was a tense situation, but thankfully, none of it ever happened. The next day, I went to school and talked to the principal, who was super understanding. I explained the situation to him. Luckily, his son, who was also a student at the school, had some bad history with Vanessa, so he told me he'd seen firsthand that Vanessa was bad news, and Vanessa eventually confessed to starting the rumor. She was sent to an alternative school for the rest of the year as a consequence. Believe it or not, despite everything that happened, Vanessa and I eventually made amends. Years later, we're both out of high school, and hopefully she's doing well. In fact, I've always been good friends with her brother, someone I've known since junior high. That's probably my craziest school story.